Can I see my screen? If yes, yeah, we can start. So this will be like a last topic in Ansible, which we wanted to discuss on last week, right? So very small things just for today. So starting with inventory file. Let's say this is our sorry, this is our inventory file, right? Correct. This is what by default. I mean, etc Ansible host is the default inventory file. Let's say I don't want to use it. For some reason, I don't want to use it. What you do? You can create your own inventory file anywhere. Let's say I'll create here inventory. Simply just create inventory and same IP address I saved it. But by default, Ansible will read etc Ansible host that inventory only. So this is a new inventory file, just normal text file. I mean, I just created, or you can simply just create out any file also, which is fine. Any file. I mean, usually we'll create text file or without extension. But how Ansible read this? Let's say we are executing a playbook now. What is install is there? Yeah, it will talk to etc Ansible host only, not our you know this one inventory. How the hell we need to do this then? How we need to pass this inventory to Ansible? Sorry, while installing a playbook. Simple. Let it finish, which is fine. So what happens is same command Ansible execute whatever you're using it here. This is the command, right? Just pass -i and the inventory path. I think /home /ubuntu. What is that inventory? Not txt, right? That's it. Just pass -i. So it'll take it. So it worked, right? Got it. Let's in the default inventory. Sorry. All you have to do is pass -i and that's it. Let's remove. Sorry. Let's use sudo. All you have to do is pass -i and the full path. Don't just give a inventory. Even if you're in current path, just give full path. Okay. Now let's not give it. Let's see what happens. This is my default command which will take the default. See, no host found because in the by default Ansible will read that file. etc Ansible host. Why? Because in Ansible.cfg, see the inventory. You can change it here also directly if you want to use another one. In case if you want to use another one, you can able to change it directly. Got it? See, inventory. Or you can simply comment it. That is also fine. You can pass it, which is completely fine. If you want to change it, you can change it. Let's change it completely here. It's fine. I mean, see, it just an sorry, just an inventory file, just a normal text file. You can change it if you want. There is nothing wrong in that. Of course, but why to change it unnecessarily? So what will be the use case to change it? Mostly we don't change it. What is the point of changing it? I mean, let just say, just imagine just a text file, it is Ansible host, which is fine. What is the point of changing it? What happens if we change it? What happens if we don't change it? Nothing really changes. If you change it, you have to pass the argument like this. If you do not change it, you don't need to pass anything. It's nothing really. I mean, it does not impact anything. So if you want to use it, use it. If you want to change it, which is fine. So if an I, you can pass it and it will talk to it. Got it? Even now without -i it will work because we have updated the Ansible CFC file to point to this inventory path. Then the new inventory path I meant to say. Got it? Hmm. See, what is it? Install. Okay, I forget this. We removed this, right? While practicing Vault, we add that, but it's not required. No, it's fine. So that's how you can pass your own inventory. There is one more topic in inventory called dynamic inventory, but you won't understand it now. Maybe once we're done with the cloud, we, we have to discuss this. Now, if I say the topic, you won't understand anything. Dynamic inventory. I'll just give a brief one line why what it is. See what we're doing now, we are manually editing the file, right? Inventory file, whatever it is, your etc host file. And we are manually adding the IP address or whatever the host name. Let's say, imagine the IP address changed every time. What I'm doing, I'm stopping my server every day, and tomorrow once I come back, I start again. Correct? So imagine IP address changing every time. IP address changes every time. So okay, I can change one. It's just fine. I can if it is one IP address, even if it is changing daily, I can change it. But if there are 1,000 IP address or 100 IP address, how can I change manually every day if they are changing? Correct? I cannot do that, right? If the IPs are changing, I cannot change it every day. Correct? That's where the dynamic inventory comes. That's where dynamic inventory will come, which we will discuss when the topic comes after the cloud. Because now, if you're using in on-premises, I mean on-premise without cloud, where your servers and data, I mean without a cloud, this static inventory will be fine. But if you're using cloud, if you're using Ansible on cloud, this dynamic inventory is required. So we'll discuss later, not today. Once the AWS topic comes in between, I'll tell why. I mean how and how to set up. It's simple. It'll very simple. Don't worry. But for now, static inventory is fine. Whatever we are using is called static inventory. Got it? That's that's about inventory. I mean how to use it. I mean it's nothing really, but yeah, how to use it like that. Got it? So next there is something called import was import. Let's say, maybe an example. Uh, I have an so I just create one file where anything. Let's do anything. Maybe install wget sample. I wrote one task like this. I created one file called site.yaml and I just wrote one task, just one task. Now, why, can we can write a playbook, right? I mean, we can keep this in a playbook, but I just want to keep it separately, depends on my task. So similar way, I wrote multiple things, multiple, ML files for all the installations. I created one, and for all the configuration, I created one ML file, and for other, restart and all, I created one another ML file. I gave separate like this. It's not a playbook. This site.yml is not a playbook. It's just YAML file with one task. That's it. Playbook means the syntax will be different, right? Host will be there, correct? We'll define the host and the tasks. In within the task, we define these. So this is not a playbook. It's just an YAML file with one task. Now I want to include this. You know, now I want to include this in a playbook. Let's say our playbook is there. We have all the tasks. I can simply add the task here, right? Why the hell I need to make it separate? This is one of the way where we don't want to use it. Like, imagine adding the task, your playbook keep on increasing. I mean, the lines, as I told you earlier, that's why we use the roles, right? Because it's too much complicated. So instead of using roles, some people what they do is, I mean, of course, they use roles. There is something called import, where we can write this separate, like this, you know, and they'll be using that. How they will use it? Of course, there is a new YAML file with the task. How they will use it? You know what they'll do simply? There is something called import command. Import. What is ours? What the file we wrote? It's just a task file, right? There is nothing inside it. Import tasks. What is the file name? Site.yaml. That's it. So now what happens is Ansible, when you execute this playbook, it will read this. Of course, you have to give full path, not like this. It will read this file. It will read, okay, site.ml. What's inside the file? There is one task, and it will install the task at the time of this playbook. So if you see, there are install package, update package, and there is a copy file, and there is of course restart. Instead of writing like this, what they'll do is they'll maintain separate files without. I mean, this is not a rule, just a playbook only. Still, they'll maintain separate files, and they'll simply what they'll do for install one, for updating packages one playbook one task file they'll write. For one copy, they'll write something, or restart or start something like that, and they'll import the task like this. Obviously, here is, yeah, they'll import the task like this. So what happens is it will import. Yeah, let's keep it like this. So it will import. Now see what happens. Let's execute it. Ansible F1 playbook install. Ubuntu Ansible enable return contains for using one's extra imports at the remote SRC. There, oh, YML. See this file name YAML. The file name is YML. Let's change the file name. See, small mistakes. I have to make sure it's execute. It's see install duplicate. Where the hell this task came from? This came from site.yml, right? It's not in the original playbook. So like that, you can create separate files for each and everything. Just like rules, how we have it, right? Separate files and folders. Then we can able to write it. Similar way, if they are using playbook, if they're not using roles, we can able to do like this. We can write a separate files and import the task. Right? Import the tasks. Got it? Sorry. Sorry, that's how you use it. Got it? So import not only task, we can import the whole playbook also into another playbook. Let's open, maybe create a new one. Which one? Play.yml. Tasks. What else we write? Install something, some task. I wrote one task. This is a playbook, not a task. Observe here because I have this. Let's write a become yes, obviously, because why I need to write become yes? It's installing. Without become yes, it won't work. Mm, Maybe one more task I'll just for it. So copy test file. Sorry, not as apt forward. src is equal to what is it file name? Maybe we can give test.txt. Destination will be slash opt. This is a new playbook. But what I do is let's create that touch test.txt. So what I do instead of executing this playbook directly, I have another playbook, right? I want to import that playbook now. I have already importing one task. Now I want to import that playbook. How the hell I do it? Simple. Import, sorry, import underscore playbook. Yes, that's it. And what is the name? You know, sorry, don't give yes. The name is, I forgot what is it. It's, what the hell is play.yml. Okay. Give the file name like this. Play.yml. That's it. So now when we install, sorry, when we execute this install playbook, I mean whatever this playbook, it will import the task, execute that. It will import the another playbook, execute that also. Got it? Let's say, let's execute. Let's see what happens. There is something wrong. This task has extra parameters. I need to check it. There is some things, some wrong. Let's open import underscore playbook. Obviously, this is correct. My bad, my bad. Sorry, sorry, sorry. Import playbook should not be here. See, import task, we gave it under the task. That's how it should be, right? Import playbook, it should be at the top level. Maybe here, after the task, after the host, we have to do it. My bad, sorry. Import play, what is a playbook? Play dot y, sorry, YML. This is how it should exist. Task should be here only inside the task because we are importing the task means it should be here. But you are now importing the whole playbook. It should be like this. Got it? Now let's save it. Let's try again. Let's say hopefully this should be correct. This something is wrong again. In the install line 3, okay, let's try. Instead of here directly, let's copy it. Let's remove. Let's keep it here directly. Let's see. The first line I gave it. So now it's working. First, if you observe whatever we mentioned in the play.yml, that another playbook which we have imported, that started. See, see here. It will take some time. This build install package, whatever it is. Yeah. See now, wget obviously it's imported the task. Like this, you can able to do include import. Sorry, import anything. Got it? That's it. See, as simple as that. You can able to import any playbooks. Let's say some other guy. No, let's say in scenario where we use it imports and all is there is a main playbook where we use for everything. Where we trigger everything with that main playbook. There won't be anything code anything inside it. It'll just trigger some roles, execute some task like this or some playbooks like this. So all we do is let's say I want to do something. I'll write a new file. I'll push it. I'll push it to GitHub. Then they'll include or they'll import here in the main playbook file, which will execute my task instead of disturbing the main file. These kind of scenarios will use import. Alright. Same thing you can able to do in roles also. Simple as let's go. What is our role? Nginx, right? Go to task. Same thing. Let's say create one file. new.yml, let's say. So here, one thing is we have separate files, right? So here write a task again. Some random things. I mean, even though they are installed, put in name, curl, state. Let's do like this. Now in the main.yml, what you do, simply import it. Let's see if it is works or not. Sorry, what is it? New.yml, right? That's it. Let's try if Ansible works or not. Ansible hyphen playbook. Come on, not this. What is the file name? I think it's role.yml. Let's see. Is something wrong? New.yml is unable to retrieve blah 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 blah. So now we need to change it. Maybe that's not correct. Let's see. Let's go to Nginx. Oh, it's expecting the hell is. Got it, got it. See here, it's expecting new.yml here, wherever we're executing it. Observe, even though we gave it correct. But it's not working. It's fine, it's fine. Or we have to change a small thing. Same thing what we did is like, sorry, we just in the install, let's go to cd Linux tasks. So new.yml we created, obviously. Yeah, blah, blah, this is fine. Next we create, what is it? Main.yml we have where we have imported that, sorry, new.yml. Let's see the file name. YAML and YML. Okay, let's change it. So here what happens is like, now it should work. Let's see. Ansible playbook role.yml. Let's see. See, installing curl. This is what we gave, right? Where is it? In the new.yml. Same thing. Same thing, just nothing really changed except here is role, that's it. It's or there, it's a playbook. You can go to any folder, like you can write, if you don't want to use main.yml, you can create any other files and import it directly in the main.yml. That's it, and Ansible role will take it. As simple as that. Now let's say along with this role, we want to execute a task. Same, write a task. Sorry. Hmm, import tasks. What is that? Site.yml, I believe. Let's try. Let's execute and let's save it. What happens? Let's see, it'll take it or not. See, it's working. What's happening is it's taking the file also. What is there inside .yml? Duplicate. See, here is this. What I'm trying to show is in the one playbook you can connect. I mean, you can trigger the roles. You can execute the task like this. You can use import playbooks also here, which is completely fine. Got it? Got it? That's how import works. Importing something, importing the other file or other module, let's say, or other role, let's say, anything you can import like this. See, as simple as that. Got it? That's what import is about. Any doubt before I move on to one more thing? There is similar concept. But let's see anything, any questions. So let's move then. This import is a static one, obviously. What does that mean, static? Let's open our site.yml. So this is our content, right? Now let's go to install. This is our playbook where we are importing this .yml and we are installing this. But can we pass the variables? And let's say no variable, the package name and everything. Can we pass and can it read it? It does not work like that. So this import is a static one. It will just import whatever the file exists and it will install it, which we have seen. Import playbook or import task. Only two are there. Import handlers are not there. Just import task and import playbook only there. So what happens? Imagine, let's say, uh, if you are if you want to pass any env variables or whatever the variables here to the import, it won't work because it's a static one. It's a static. It does not take anything. Got it? But let's say we want to pass env variables, something like that. What? How to do that? That's when a new concept called include is there. Include. Let me write it just for sample. Include. This is the one we use it. Include task, include playbooks like that. Instead of import, we use it include. So what happens if I import the playbook means before executing this, it will import this file completely. Before executing the task, it will import this task file first, and then it will use it. But include is not like that. Include whenever you are using it, let's say include you using here, right? Or maybe you're using somewhere in between. When the time comes, because Ansible comes one by one, right? When the time comes, then it will take it, not at the beginning of the playbook. That's one of the main difference between import versus include. And as well as like we have one more difference where is, as I told you, env variables and everything. This import is a static one. It'll just whatever we wrote, it will take it and it'll read it. That's it. But include, it's not like that. Include, like it's a dynamic one. Got it? So maybe as an example, let's say I have, let's change this site file mv site to Debian. I'll show you a small example. Debian.yml. Debian, I believe. Yes, yeah. So now I have similar files like debian.yml, data.yml, depends on my OS files. Generally, what we have to do so far with import, we'll write here and it will import it obviously. But I don't want that. Let's try it. It obviously import will work. But instead of static thing like this, we can include in a task. What is it? Name test include, I'll write. Simple. Include tasks. What is it? Instead of writing, debian.yml, what I'll write, Ansible underscore OS underscore. Hopefully spelling is correct. So like this, I can, sorry, obviously it's underscore. Include task, I'll define like this. What happens depends on the OS. It will read the file, obviously, right? See, import, I gave site.yml. Imagine there are this whatever I wrote in the site.yml only for Ubuntu. But we have Red Hat machines as a nodes, Ubuntu machines as a nodes. It will fail, right? Obviously, this import will fail now because it will work only in one OS. But instead of that, of course, instead of that, what we can do, we can define include like this, and I'll define like this. Now, what happens is, depends on the OS, the file will get triggered and it will execute this task, whatever the task present in that file dynamically. See, that too, we are not writing like this. You know what? How we are writing? We are dynamically adding one task within the task we are executing it. Now what happens if the OS is Debian? This will Debian.yml will pull and it will read it. If the OS is Red Hat, Red Hat.yml will pull and it will execute it, right? This is simple, right? Compared to the import. Sorry, Debian dbian. Let's see the dbian. Okay. Now let's execute playbook. Let's see what happens. These are all fine. This is coming from import. This is a normal task. See here. See what's happening here. It's including the Debian file. I did not told you, right? I did not told the playbook that, hey, import the Debian file. Then how the hell it came? Because it's dynamic, as I told you. It can read the env variables and everything. And it worked like this. So it read it. Okay, Ansible OS family is Debian. So there will be a Debian.yml file. Read it. If you write the same thing with import, let's see whether it will work or not. It won't work. Let's keep it. Let's execute. See, import does not know what the hell is this. What is this colons something? It does not curly braces. It does not know. All it knows, import. All it knows is there is a file. Come on, there is a file somewhere. I don't know what is it. Maybe some playbook or some task, whatever it is. They told to import it. That's it. It will import. Got it. But include not like that. Include dynamically can able to use like this. Let's say if the OS is Debian, that's why it pulled it because this operating system is Debian. But if it is Red Hat, let's say this OS is Red Hat, it won't pull it. Let's for to test that. Let's from Debian, sorry, Red Hat dot YML. Now what's this playbook? It has to do. We have include task where based on the OS, use import the file, include the file. Now I changed the file name. Now what happens? I have changed the file name to different OS. See, it will throw error because hey, your OS is Debian. So that's why I'm looking for a Debian file. But there is no Debian file. There is a Red Hat file because I changed it. Like that, it will work. Got it? That's how include works. Obviously, include playbook also you can able to do, which is completely fine. Same thing. Wait, wait. So what happens now is import. You have seen importing tasks, uh, importing playbooks. You have seen, which is fine, right? Now coming to our include, which is a dynamic one, we see you can use any of this. Both are fine. But only difference, let's say if you want to import the whole playbook using include, it does not exist. Include playbook, there is no option to include the playbook. Only include the task as we have seen like this, right? Only include the task and of course include the role also there, but not include playbook. Got it? That is not there. Is it clear? Now let's say how to include the role. Let's open the role. Let's remove this for now. Okay, tasks and the import task we have seen it. Role we gave Nginx test, right? Instead of this, let's remove the roles also. Let's try like this. Include role. What is the role name? Name is equal to nginx hyphen test and add a condition. Add a condition like when condition. Wait. Sorry, this is wrong. This is wrong. Let me. So within the task only you can include. We have imported. We can include a role also. Let's say sorry. Come on. Like this, you can write a name, include role. Similar to our task include role we can able to use, and we can able to add condition like this. When of course Ansible sorry the YL. So now what happens? Double is equal to sorry. You have to see. You have to go like this. Now what happens is if the OS family is defined, it will execute this task obviously. Right? It will include the task and it will execute it. Let's try Ansible F1 playbook role.yml. Let's see. Oh, there is a syntax error. Sorry, my bad. Did not find. Okay. Wait a minute. So I expected this should be like this. This should be next to I like this. Now let's see. Unable to retrieve content site.ym. Oh, sorry. You know what it's happening? It is reading the .yml file, site.yml file. This import. See, that's why. There is no site.yml, right? Let's remove it for now. Let's execute. See, it's included the role and obviously it's doing it. But observe when it's importing the role. Or observe, yeah, you should have observed when it's including the task. See, playbook, gathering fact, these are part of playbook. And next is include role, which is included here. But if you do, let's say, import playbook or import task, before all only it will import it. So beginning of the file, when you execute, starting of the execution only, before executing anything only, it will import it completely. But include, wherever you mentioned it, if the script came to that point, then it will include it. That's one of the difference. One difference is like this, we can pass dynamically, it can able to read any variables like this, and it can able to include the task depends on that. Correct. One more thing is when it will include or import. I mean, when they'll use it in the playbook means this is what. So import obviously will use sorry import will pull before start of any execution in the file. So before start of any execution in the file, but include whenever you have used wherever you have used include if that time comes if the time comes or if the task comes or if the stage comes, it will execute. No, it will include, sorry, it will pull it. Correct. Same thing you can able to use in the role. By now you might have already seen it. Let's go to nginx test tasks. So we have new.yml. In the main.yml, we have used import. Where is the import? Yeah, import new dot. Instead of import, simple. Now we use include. That's it. Now we use include. Instead of like this, we'll write one more task. Blah blah. Maybe here. I just want to show you the execution, so that's why I'll keep it at the end. Test. Simple, just normal test. Include underscore tasks new dot yml. Now let's see. I'll just want to show you the execution. Let's see what happens. Ansible hyphen role. Sorry, playbook. Sorry, role dot yml. It will obviously execute. It failed for some reason. New.yml does not exist. Obviously, the spelling I have to see. New.yaml. See, I gave yml. The hell is it? And then Nginx test tasks main.yml YAML. See the spellings of YAML, YML both are same, but use one consistently. That's the thing. Blah blah blah. See, this is what, right? We have included task. It's included and it's executed the task because this is what we mentioned here. Like that it will work. But let's try same thing. Let's try one more. Instead of a task, import tasks. Let's see what happens now. Oh, did I? Okay, that's fine. So what happens? Observe it. Install curl. This is our task, but it will be imported directly before the play itself here. But observe here included at the time of task level. Sorry, at the time of task level. That's why it will show you specifically this is when I've included it. When the execution came to this task, whatever the test task is there, it included. But for import, it does not show anything because it will import before the play itself. Before the play itself. That's why that's the difference. That's the difference we use it. Got it? That's where the difference between include versus import. They'll interview, they'll ask what is the difference between include and import. The two major difference is first thing obviously when they'll work and how they'll work. These two only. How they'll work is both are used, both works in the same way. We define some tasks, whatever the task we want in some file, ML file, and we import it, we include it. But include does not have playbook support. So import have playbook support and task support. And how they'll work when the time comes based on the wherever we are using in the task, it will include the task. But for import, it will do it at the beginning of playbook itself with before executing anything. And how it works, there is one more point. Include is dynamic, means it can read the variables and everything. It can, according to that, it can work. But import is not like that. Import is static. We imported, it will import and that's it. Whatever it's there present in that file, the new ML file, it will execute it. That's it. If there is error, it will throw error. If there is a variable, it will throw error because it cannot support variables. But include can do that. That's all the difference. Of course, practice it, you will get the difference clearly. Now it will be a little confusing, I know, but observe it. Got it? That's about Ansible. Of course, as I told you, there is one more concept called dynamic inventory, which we don't discuss it now. We'll discuss it maybe after a month or something. By then, you should remember Ansible, how it works. So far, this is about Ansible. Tomorrow, we'll discuss a new topic called Docker. Got it? So it's fine. Yeah. Any doubts so far in today's class before I close it? Sorry. Any doubts? If any doubts, if not, yeah, ping me also, which is fine. If no doubts, we can close the call and we'll meet tomorrow same time. Got it? Alright then, let's meet tomorrow then same time. Bye. Bye all. Have a nice day.